The girl notices the lights in her room flickering eerily. Seconds later, the ceiling tears open with a crack. A monster pokes its head through from the upside down. Holly bolts in terror, but the monster snags her ankle. She clings tightly to the bed frame, yanking off her shoe to break free and escape. Holly races into the bathroom, screaming to her mom about the monster. Karen thinks her daughter's imaginary friend phase is back. She doesn't believe her until she feels the slime on Holly's head. The monster smashes through the bathroom door, but there's no sign of the mother and daughter. Under the tub, they're holding their breath for life. Just as the monster dips into the soapy water, Holly's dad, playing golf in the yard, spots the flickering lights.
Karen!
Dad's shout lures the monster away, saving the two by a hair. But Mr. Wheeler isn't so lucky. Golf club useless. Monster swats him away. Karen grabs Holly and runs, only to find the monster has teleported, blocking their exit. Yet a mother's love crushes all fear.
Stay away from my daughter!
Karen smashes the monster with broken bottles over and over, but the power gap is way too big. By the time her oldest daughter Nancy arrives with 11, only Karen lies in a pool of blood. Holly is nowhere to be seen. Luckily, the rift to the upside down hasn't fully closed. 11 slips through immediately to find Holly. Heavy footsteps echo ahead. 11 ducks behind a trunk, gathering her powers for an attack, but the figure she blasts? It's her adoptive dad, the chief. After confirming he's okay, 11 keeps searching. She spots monster blood on a stump. Karen must have stabbed it with the bottle. Following the trail might lead her to Holly. The chief blows a fuse when he learns 11 drove to the crime scene. If the military finds her, it'll be catastrophic. 11 fires back. She wore a hoodie, no one saw her, but as it turns out, the overprotective dad was right to worry. The lieutenant spots traces of the upside-down rift at the scene. He suspects 11 was here, only she has the power to open it. After pulling surveillance footage from nearby, the military finally has a lead on their prime suspect, 11. Over on the other side, Nancy speeds her parents to the hospital. While both of their lives have been saved, Nancy is drowning in overwhelming guilt and regret. Vecna had shown her a vision, one where her parents and little sister were all dead. Lucas tells her to calm down. This doesn't feel like Vecna getting revenge on her. It's more like he's got some other scheme going on. After all, her parents weren't killed. A low-level monster just dragged her sister into the upside down. It's exactly what happened to Will years ago. At the same time, Will realizes he has a new connection. He tells his mom, "I see what the monster sees. It's like being connected to a hive mind." Even though Joyce forced the mind flayer out of him years ago, he still gets random glimpses of the monsters. He just can't remember them clearly. Robin chimes in, "You're like a radio receiver, close to Vecna. You pick up clear signals, far away, it's static." That clicks for Will. He saw a vision in the woods near school recently. Now he knows it was the monster's view. If he goes back there, he might be able to lock onto the signal, tap into the hive mind, and find out where Holly is. Joyce shuts it down right away, terrified the monsters will take control of him. She insists their top priority is getting the power back to contact the chief over the radio. He's their only reliable link to the upside down. Will is dead set on rescuing Holly himself. No one knows the pain of being trapped alone in the upside down like he does, but he can't win against his mom. Meanwhile, Steve and Jonathan debate whether to visit Nancy's parents at the hospital. Jonathan decides to prioritize the mission. First, track down signals from the chief, 11, and Holly in the upside down. But Steve's worried about Nancy. He's gonna grab flowers to see her. That pushes Jonathan over the edge.
Dude, ever since I got back from Lenore, you were constantly showing off for her. How you're better than me, but now her parents are fighting for their lives. Her sister is missing, and all you can think about is giving her flowers. You selfish, chauvinistic meathead!
Steve's left stunned. Just then, Dustin stumbles over, pushing his bike, his face bruised and swollen from a beating. Steve immediately blames the mission's setbacks on Dustin's absence. "I told you to stop messing with the basketball team, but you never listen." The two start bickering non-stop. Jonathan yells, "Shut up!" and tells Steve to drive. But even after circling the area 5 times, they don't pick up any sign of the chief. Robin can't take it anymore. She makes up an excuse to pull Will aside. She doesn't buy Joyce's plan. Will's idea is risky, but it'll get Holly back faster. So they sneak off, hiding from Joyce. In the Upside Down, 11 notices the chief walking slowly, stumbling with every step. She finally realizes he's hurt and gently cleans his wounds. The chief notices 11's stubborn streak is more and more like his own, so he tells her about his late biological daughter. That's when 11 finally understands he never wanted her coming along because he's terrified of losing her. The tension between the father and daughter finally eases. Then a monster's roar cuts through the forest. They follow it to a towering slime-covered wall. Holly's shoe lies nearby. Clearly, the monster dragged Holly through this thick wall, which is why 11's powers can't track her down. At the hospital, as Mike passes the pediatric wing, he spots a book titled A Wrinkle in Time. The sight immediately reminds him of Holly's imaginary friend, Mr. What's-It. Holly had told him Mr. What's-It warned her monsters would come for her, and sure enough, she was taken that very night. This can't be a coincidence, Mr. What's-It might be real, and finding him could unlock everything. Nancy is convinced their mom must know more about Mr. What's-It. Since the military has banned visits, the siblings disguise themselves as a patient and a nurse to sneak into their mother's hospital room. Karen is awake, but a brutal neck wound leaves her unable to speak. She grabs a pen and scribbles down what Holly's teacher had relayed. According to Holly's description, Mr. What's-It wears a vest, carries a pocket watch, and has a gentle demeanor. But the real bombshell is his other name, Henry. The same Henry who was Subject 001, the man who became Vecna. Holly wasn't taken by some random monster. She's in the clutches of the ultimate villain. Meanwhile, Will and Robin have figured out Vecna's next target. They return to the spot where Will once had his visions and notice a spiral pattern made of colorful stones. Will remembers that day he didn't just see a swirling sky, but heard children's laughter too. Did he get it wrong this whole time? He races to Holly's school, and there it is, the big spin disc. Suddenly, it clicks. What he saw that day was Holly's perspective. Vecna invades the minds of his victims, letting him see through their eyes, and through the hive mind linking all creatures of the Upside Down, those sights get beamed straight to Will. The gang regroups to share intel and hatch a plan. That's when Will locks into the perspective of a chubby boy named Derek. He instantly realizes Derek is Vecna's next target. But one question lingers: what does Vecna want with all these kids? From what we can tell, taking the kids' lives isn't Vecna's motive. He's dropped his terrifying form, appearing as the kind-hearted Henry. He leads her into a cozy mansion, sets out her favorite snacks. Holly thinks he's the good guy who saved her from the monster's clutches. Vecna tells her to stay put. This is the only place she'll be safe from the monster. He's heading out to rescue other kids and bring them here. Before leaving, he solemnly tells Holly, no matter what happens, never step into the woods. Holly gets a bad feeling, but when she finds her favorite cassette tape and a player tucked in the mailbox left there by Vecna, she pushes all the weirdness aside, completely unaware of the danger.